Turbo Depths. And on the right side of your screen is Eric Rakowski with Doomsday. Players immediately getting started here. So here's the Thoughtseize. Hand is revealed. Doomsday, Ponder, Underground Sea, Street Wraith, Personal Tutor, a Duress. That's a Mystical Archives Duress, and a Polluted Delta. Likely we'll see Doomsday get taken here by Jeff. Looks like an Urborg was discarded to Mox Diamond. Another Urborg is in play. Probably Ponder, actually. Yeah, maybe. Jeff's thinking about it. Jeff not picking a card right away. Let's see what Jeff picks. Jeff trying to figure this out. All right, maybe it's not such a easy decision after all. Yeah, Personal Tutor does find another Doomsday. All right, so an Elvish Reclaimer to start. Jeff took the Doomsday. That's probably what I would have taken. I'm not much of a depths player, but Jeff has 2 cards left in hand. Neither Stage or Hex Mage or Dark Depths are on the board currently. And as expected, Eric's starting off a Personal Tutor. It could possibly be true that Ponder was the correct pick. It will help with... It will help with the game after Doomsday potentially resolves or before Doomsday resolves. Eric doesn't have a enough mana right now, nor does he have a Dark Ritual, so this Doomsday may be on a delay. All right, so Lotus Petal was drawn. So we could be a turn away.
Okay.
There was another land in Eric's hand, right? Another Underground Sea? All right, here's Thoughtseize number 2. All right, this time taking the Ponder. I wonder if Jeff just drew the second Thoughtseize. If they had 2 Thoughtseize, would it have been better to take Personal Tutor the first time? It's hard to say. All right, Doomsday hitting the stack. All right, Jeff gestures, that's a go, so Eric will build the pile here. Street Wraith is a better pick? You mean if there were 2 Thoughtseizes in hand? But if there were 2 Thoughtseizes in hand, maybe we would not have seen the Reclaimer get cast, right? Is that safe to say? We're just speculating. We don't know if Jeff had a second Thoughtseize on turn 1. Okay, Tokunaga was also thinking Street Wraith. We'll see what the YouTube commenters think later. I don't know if Jeff has Wastelands or... Can Elvish Reclaimer do anything interesting here? Not really, right? Other than the obvious of build the combo. Wasteland. But does Wasteland matter now? Like, is Wasteland relevant? So the pile has been built. We can get a little bit of a glimpse of what's left in Eric's library on the left. Double wasteland may be relevant. True. So finding a wasteland now and knocking out an underground sea, then untapping, finding another one, knocking out an underground sea, could that be good enough? Harry Houdini saying the pile will be Cavern, Cyclers, and Thassa. All right, so the Reclaimer's getting activated, and Caracas has been sacrificed as expected. Let's see what Jeff finds. I don't know what Jeff's planet. Okay, so there's a wasteland. Endurance is a concern, yeah. It looks like Jeff had one card in hand at the end of Eric's turn. It looks like it's a... I'm not sure what that was. All right, waste the Revise, Underground Sea, cycle Street Wraith in response. Maybe going to find an Edge of Autumn here to make use of this Underground Sea. Yep. Oh, well, the Wasteland would come into play tapped. Him to Turak's not bad here. Uh-oh, did Eric mess this up? Eric pausing. Okay, discard the Street Wraith. Okay. I was wondering if the second land ended up in hand for a moment there. Go to 1. Eric's actually down to 1. The life totals up on the screen are incorrect. Got cracked for 3 twice. So double Wasteland was not an option, actually. Okay, him to Turak discards Thassa's Oracle. All right, that's game. So the him to Turak seemed to do the trick. Making some guesses here. All right, so 1 card going on the bottom for Eric. Flooded Strand for Eric to start. Eric's on the play. Once upon a time for Jeff. Poing is here. What's up, Poing? Cycle or Oracle Island Oracle was the pile last game. Was not accounting for the possibility of him to Turak the error for Eric.
It's the Genji.
And the clock of Reclaimer as an attacker. Yeah, Wasteland or Ghost Quarter could have been an issue, yeah. All right, we see a fetch for Bayou here. Ghost Quarter being pointed out. Some of these depth decks will run Ghost Quarter and then have Needle naming Wasteland. That you'll see that occasionally. I don't know about Jeff's list. Actually, I think Jeff's list and Eric's list are posted in our Discord server from this event. All right, a fetch here for Eric. That's Dothy Voidwalker on Jeff's side, so that will get exiled with a shadow counter on it or whatever. Void counter. Both Jeff and Eric, definitely players at my LGS that you have to bring your A games against if you're going to beat. Yeah, Gizlo pointing out that Voidwalker shuts off the endurance plan. for Jeff, but also Eric won't be able to access the graveyard after Doomsday, which could potentially matter. All right, Doomsday goes on top of the library after personal tutor. And pass the turn. It's rare that exiling the graveyard with something like Leyline of the Void or Voidwalker matters much against Doomsday, in my experience, but it could matter if the game gets to a certain. Okay, another Voidwalker hitting the stack here. That's a Thespian stage for Jeff. Yeah, so if the game goes a little bit longer, these Voidwalkers, not only are they attacking for 3, but the longer this game goes, the Voidwalkers get more powerful. As Eric's pointing out, they could potentially exile a Force with it, and they'll have a Force of Will for you. And this Doomsday is going to resolve. Going down to Precarious 8 life. Street Wraith may no longer be an option if passing the turn.
I'm not sure if it's correct. So you're 15 round up is.
I was at 15. I should be at 7. Yeah.
Yeah, Harry Houdini thinking that Eric may have to do the 2 cards left in the library kill here, hoping Thassa's Oracle can stay on the board as its ability resolves. Okay, looks like the pile has been decided on.
These will not be exiled with void counters. They never go to the graveyard.
This was opening hand, actually.
Okay, so those cards are not exiled with void counters. Definitely good thinking by Eric to point that out. The Voidwalkers would not have access to these spells, which matters. Because as we were saying a moment ago, Force of Wills, Force of Negations, stuff like that are relevant. All right, passing the turn. Eric down to 7. Harry Houdini is on the edge of their seat. Creating a Marit Lage this turn doesn't end the game. Does Jeff had another discard spell? Attacking Eric down to 1. Gizlo expecting Edge Oracle. That could make sense. Just want to take a moment to thank new YouTube members, Jan Suski and Spam Nadez. Thanks for hitting the join button on YouTube. Yeah, I'm expecting Edge of Autumn as well. Unless Eric's hand, for some reason, is 3 Edges of Autumn and something else needed to be put in the pile. That would be what I would expect in this exact situation. Street Wraith is shut off. Yeah, Assassin's Trophy, Abrupt Decay, stuff like that could be game. All right, finding a wasteland is Jeff and firing it off. Looks like Jeff is hellbent and passing the turn. Edge of Autumn, make a mana. Edge of Autumn, make a mana. Thassa's Oracle, 2 cards left in the library. Jeff scoops it up. All right, nicely played by Eric.
Okay.
Looks like 2 cards going on the bottom for Eric. So a multi-5 for Eric, and keeping 7 is Jeff. Here's Once Upon a Time. While we're waiting for this to resolve, a question for chat. Are there any decks that we haven't featured enough to your liking on this channel that you would like to see more of? And for the sake of this question, please just put aside for a moment any like outrageous decks that are impossible to find on tables. Obviously, I'm covering events that are happening IRL. Are there any archetypes though that we've neglected in your opinion? YouTube commenters, please chime in as well. All right, Urborg pass for Jeff. Initiative with White Plume, yeah. Thespian Stage. Him to Turok. All right, that's a good start to the game for Jeff, I would say. Fetch for Eric. Yeah, the Creative Technique deck. I mean, I don't even know. I'm careful to call that a meme deck. I think it's actually somewhat competitive, but who knows? It's hard to say because no one plays it. But I would love to get that on camera a bit more for sure if I can. Show and Tell, Reanimator, Elves, Initiative, Painter. Yeah, we haven't seen the Artisan Elves deck yet, I don't think. All right, here's Brainstorm. Dredge. Yeah. See, Dredge is another one of these decks that, like, I can go to an event with 150 players telling myself, like, all right, today we're going to get some Dredge on camera, and there's no Dredge. So that's not really an option. Has Death and Taxes made an appearance recently? We have not been seeing Death and Taxes, no. No. Force pitching Brainstorm on the Him to Turok. If someone brought Dredge, would you put it on camera? Yeah, I would. I would. Absolutely. Unless they're, obviously when I cover these events, I follow the players at the top of the standings. If they're 0-3 with Dredge, I'm not going to put it on camera. For example.
So these are non-void counter.
Darth says, one thing I enjoy about another Legacy channel is they play the new decks. I guess there's a new Polymorph deck going around. Would be cool to see that before it becomes meta if it does. I don't even know what deck you're talking about, but I do try to feature as many spicy / experimental / brew / whatever decks as I can. If possible. I also think stuff like that. Like, well, what do you think about this, Twitch chatters, YouTube commenters? Like, I feel like covering decks that are not like serious competitive decks, let's say, as fun once in a while, but I guess I worry that it has. I don't even know what you call it. Like, is that useful and helpful, or would you rather watch like top decks battle it out? That's something I still am not sure about. So I kind of split it both ways. And I don't tell the players who play at my LGS what decks to play. I don't even ask them what decks they're playing when I put them on camera. I want to. I'm almost like a. I just want to document the real metagame, if that makes sense. Yeah, I told Eric to play lands. Eric, you play whatever you like. Toku loves the variety. Yeah, I think silly decks battling silly decks is like fun once in a while, but I don't know if that's like a good show ongoing all the time for this channel. Like obviously there are like channels where people build that for all formats where they build all kinds of brews and battle against like the legacy leagues or whatever on Magic Online, and that's good entertainment. I agree. But in paper, for some reason, it's a little bit different. All right, there's a Thespian Stage and a Dark Depths on the table now for Jeff. Void Walker's doing its thing. Looks like Eric has 3 cards in hand.
The first I ever played in paper was Reanimator, and it's a lot of fun.
If Prototype Leviathan were played in Reanimator, would be the only
I think we also feature some spicy decks on this channel that actually perform well. I mean, look at Eddie the Intern's White Painter. Consistently top 8s the monthly events, consistently does well at the weeklies, went to SEG New Jersey, was playing at the top tables for most of the day. I think that's useful. All right, there's a Doomsday resolving here. Splitzer says, in paper, it's just so boring to try a brew, sleeve it up just to go, so that's why it doesn't work. Yeah, there's also like a convenience aspect to it. The cards cost money. I couldn't possibly, how much of a jerk would I be to tell the players who play at my LGS, next week I want you all to bring brews that you came up with. I mean, that's just, I want them to play what they play. I want them all to play as if I'm not there. That's what I want to capture. All right, we see the cycling stuff happening here.
Play Brainstorm.
A Brainstorm hitting the stack. Jeff's okay with that. With the Dark Depths combo on the table, this is Eric's last chance, potentially.
Put back those 2.
LED. Might see a cycle, hold priority, crack it here. Eric is at 6. Very much in range of Marit Lage. All right, cycle, hold priority, crack it is exactly what's happening. Discarded a Street Wraith from hand. Consider.
And then eventually
Put that in my graveyard. I have 2 blue floating. Play that.
I've been exposed to a lot of that.
Nothing?
I got nothing. But you're expecting endurance, right?
Well, endurance doesn't work with that, but like,
I'm going to lever the
yeah, I guess there's nothing at that point.
Yeah, there's nothing in my deck. It's just not.